What is up, guys? Private Eye Russ here. Welcome to another episode. It might help if I had this over here. Episode of the Private Eye Russ Show. I am your host, Private Eye Russ, owner, operator, full-service private investigation firm. Everything will be linked in the description below. Company contact page, Discord server. Follow me on X and all that good stuff. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into this. So this is a video. It seems like a pretty simple video, pretty simple situation, but there's a message behind it. I'm going to get into this, and we're going to talk about this and discuss this. All right, so fair use.
29-cent pound turkey. You're supposed to spend $35 to get the turkey for 29 cents a pound.
Well, tonight, here we are, 2 weeks from Thanksgiving Day, and an argument over, of all things, a turkey ended in gunfire. The person you just heard from works at the Food Lion off North Main Street in High Point, and she says she was caught in the crossfire. Good evening. This is the Fox 8 10 o'clock news. I'm Neil McNeil.
I'm Katie Nordine. High Point police say the shooting happened just after 6 this evening and left one person with non-life-threatening injuries. Let's get straight out to Fox 8's Justin Lundy, who joins us live outside the Food Lion. So, Justin, what else have you heard?
Well, witnesses say that several families were inside the store at the time of the shooting that led to bullets flying through this glass window and also injuring one person.
All over a turkey, a 29-cent pound turkey.
That's what Paris Harris says led to a shooting at this Food Lion on North Main Street in High Point. Harris says she was working inside the store Thursday night when she was approached by a disgruntled customer.
Trying to explain to him that the turkey, you got to spend $35 to get the turkey for $4.44.
And he got upset over that?
He got upset over that.
Harris says another customer then intervened.
A customer came from Register 6, ran over to the man that was all in my face, was like, this is a woman, talk to me like that. Next thing you know, they right there, confrontation go on, they fighting. The man was steady tussling, trying to get his gun out his pouch to shoot the other man. He couldn't get it, so when he did finally get the gun out his thing, he pointed at the man's face. And the man was like, oh, you want to pull out a gun? He come out this door, the other one come out that door. They met right there where them officers at and started shooting.
High Point police say officers responded to the shooting around 6 o'clock that night, and one person was left with non-life-threatening injuries. Harris says the store was full of families and children.
When they first started shooting, our manager directed everybody to hit the back door because that's the procedure of what we're supposed to do when an incident like this happens.
With bullet holes in the store windows and the parking lot riddled with evidence markers, Harris is having a hard time processing why such a big deal was made over what many see as a deal.
Mentally, I'm not here. Physically, I am, but mentally, this has really messed me up. I've never been in a situation like this before. I've been with Food Lion 3.5 years. I've never experienced this.
High Point police say that this shooting investigation is still currently being investigated, and also the person who was injured in this shooting is currently recovering in the hospital.
Oh boy, a lot to go over, or as they say, a lot to unpack here. Okay, so first and foremost, boy oh boy. Okay, guy's upset about the price of a turkey. He had to spend $35 to get a turkey for 29 cents a pound. All right, so number one, if a guy is that upset over something that most people would find trivial, then you know he's got a bunch of other stuff going on. Maybe he could be in some financial hardship or whatever the case might be, or he could be just having a really bad day. Being able to de-escalate people, especially this day and age. People are, especially this time of year, this day and age. So people in general are kind of on edge anyway. The economy is kind of topsy-turvy. Maybe there's a lot of uncertainty, especially recently for people. And people are on edge. And so what I'd like you guys to do is work on your de-escalation skills. I know you have to take a back seat with your ego, but de-escalate, man. The best way to resolve a conflict is to not have that conflict in the first place. If someone is getting angry, getting amped up, one of the key things you do is talk quieter. Don't try to talk over them, because what you see a lot is one guy will get all loud and angry and get in somebody's face, and the other guys will get even louder. And then he'll start yelling, and then they'll just keep ratcheting it up and trying to outdo each other until everything comes to fisticuffs, or in this case, people pulling their guns out. All right, so De-escalate. One thing I use is I'm like, whoa, peace, man. Why are you angry at me? You angry? You mad at me like that? Like, did I do something to you? And I'll talk quieter. Not because I'm scared of anybody, but in conflict, sometimes you have to get into a conflict. Sometimes you don't have a choice, in which case you fight to win. I've already talked about that before. But I'd rather not get into the fight in the first place. I'd rather talk my way out of the fight. That's the art. So if you can outthink the other person who's getting upset, angry, and obviously has very poor emotional control. Poor emotional control is almost always followed by poor physical control, right? Because that emotion, especially if they're really amped up, can drive them to do something that they may or you may live to regret later, all right? So de-escalate. All right, number 2, stop trying to be Captain Save-a 304. I'm not saying this woman's a 304, but you don't need to intercede in every single confrontation between a man and a woman. There are guys out there that think that it's their job to put on their cape and put their underwear outside their pants and go run to this woman's rescue. She might not have needed rescuing. So I'll give you a couple of examples, very poor, not poor example, but good examples that occurred right here in the Sunshine State of Florida. All right, so a guy is in his backyard. He's arguing with his wife, not hitting his wife, arguing with his wife. The next door neighbor sees them arguing, rushes outside, and pew-pews the man to death. When questioned, when police showed up, he said, well, they were arguing and I didn't want him to hit a woman, so I pew-pewed him to death. And the man lost his life. Another example. This happened at Gators Dockside. I don't remember if it was Apopka or Castleberry. I don't remember. But it's in Central Florida. Another gentleman was arguing with his wife. Arguing. Not pushing her, not hitting her, not beating her up. Arguing. All right? People are allowed to argue. Married couples argue. Everybody argues. That doesn't mean you have to intercede. One of the bystanders gets up off his stool and sucker punches the guy from behind. The guy hits his head on the table on the way down. He's in a coma, loses his life. 2 men lost their lives because some other jackwagon couldn't hold their water and thought they needed to be rushing to a woman's safety. Now, in this particular instance, the guy ran up there and he probably escalated things by jumping up into the guy's face. And so if he's already amped up and you run up on me and say, I'm a dude who can't control himself, who has this poor emotional control, who's spiraling and getting upset and venting over a 29 cent a pound turkey versus 35 cent a pound turkey, from what she was saying, from what I remember. Don't run up on the guy saying, that's a woman, don't talk to me that way, I'm a man. Okay, look, first of all, women are not a protected species. They are equals, right? And so being yelled at is not the same as being physically assaulted. I'm not saying you should stand by and watch anybody, male or female, be physically assaulted. What I'm saying is yelling is different from assaulting someone. Stand by, maybe, all right? But so the next thing that happens that is really, really foolish is this. They start tussling, I guess, and the guy's trying to pull out his pew-pew from his bag. So and I'm assuming, all right, she didn't specify this. I'm assuming he's wearing one of those front crossbody fanny packs. I know you guys think those are just, body worn bags or whatever, but they're fanny packs just with a different type of strap. You're wearing a fanny pack across your chest instead of across your waist. I am not in favor of carrying a pew-pew in a fanny pack. Off-body carry is always vulnerable. Number one, people don't vet their carry methods. How long does it take you to produce your firearm if you need? I'm not saying he should have in this instance. He should not have. But how long would it take you to produce that? Sounds like it took him a while to pull it out. Okay. So there's that. So people don't vet their carry methods. If you are going to carry with an unloaded pew-pew, unloaded, no ammunition anywhere nearby, double, triple, quadruple, check it 5 times to make sure it's completely unloaded. Magazine removed and no round in the chamber, completely empty, and see how long it takes you to draw and produce your pew-pew. Off-body carry is vulnerable. If someone snatches your bag, well, guess what? Now they got all your money, your wallet, and your phone, and your pew-pew. All that stuff is gone in one convenient pouch. That robber that robber just came up and hit a good lick. A lick is a score in street parlance for some of you. Anyway, so next. And again, it's a short video, but a lot of stuff to learn from this one. Next, if someone pulls a pew-pew on you, Well, first of all, if I know you're trying to pull a pew pew, I'm not going to let you get the pew pew out. You're not going to get it out. But if someone does get a pew pew out on you and they're pointing it at you, they probably don't want to pew pew you. They're probably using it as an intimidation tool. Well, what does this guy do? He's already showed a lot of really poor judgment by jumping into a third party engagement that he had nothing to do with, and he didn't, there was no physical assault. So this guy kind of escalated things. People might see him as the hero, but he kind of escalated things, if we're being honest. So he goes, "Oh, you want to pull guns and pull pew pews and point them in people's face? Yeah, somebody's got a pew pew in your face. That's the time to be humble, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen. That's not the time to mouth off and say, "Oh, okay, you want to pull a pew pew? We'll see. I'll go get my pew pew." And he goes and gets his pew pew, and they pew pew it out, and he winds up getting pew pewed with I know I'm using that pew pew thing a lot. I'm sorry. Pew pewed with non-life-threatening injuries. Completely avoidable set of circumstances. Really, really foolish. They were both at fault. Now, obviously, the dude's really, who pulled his pew pew in the first place, he's more at fault, but the other guy could have de-escalated and could have just walked away after the dude pulled a pew pew on him. That's what you do. If you get a chance to walk away, someone pulls one of these and puts it in your face, that's the time to walk away, man. That's your cue. Okay, you know what? I'm done arguing. I'm going to go. You got it. Have a good day. Have a good day. Call him sir. Have a good day, sir. See you later. And get out of there, man. Why? Your ego will get you terminated, deleted, erased. And so, is any of this worth it? No. This was completely like everybody showed poor judgment from beginning to end. Both these guys did, and so there's a lot of lessons to be learned. Learn from this guy's mistake. He will live to see another day. Thankfully, he wasn't terminated, but it easily could have ended up that way. When projectiles start flying, they do not care what's in front of them. Okay. Anyway, it's your boy Private Eye Russ. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, if you got any lessons from it or values from it, please click like, subscribe, share, get in the comment section. Let me know if you guys have been in a similar situation or you've seen a similar situation, or if you were in that situation, how you would have handled it. Anyway, it's your boy Private Eye Russ. I will talk to you guys in the next one.